termination of tenancy case after the notice to quit. So he's filed a notice to quit. There's no lease. He's accepted April's rent and now May's rent.
Yeah.
So he's either going to have to turn this into a termination of tenancy case, of a non-payment of rent case. He forfeited his right to terminate the tenancy by accepting rent for April and May.
Yeah.
That's
I
the part
disagree.
four he's getting.
Why is why, Your Honor, is the...
Let's talk about your case. This is Signature Enterprises versus Sean Haley. The file number is 26927LT. Attorney Matt Davidson is here with his client, the owner of Signature Enterprises. This is filed as a termination of tenancy case. This is a property on East Street in Three Rivers. Seems like we went through this before. Anyway, they want you to move. They served a notice to quit on you on March 15th. It's now June 29th. This was there is no lease, so I'm not sure what it was. Anyway, they want you to move. And as such, you have a right to hire a lawyer. If you cannot afford an attorney, you could see if legal aid would be willing and eligible to represent you in the matter, or you could seek other legal advice. You have a right to have the case heard here in St. Joseph County, where the property is located.
Yes, sir.
You have a right to demand a jury trial. If you wish to have a jury trial, you must tell me at this first appearance or file a written demand within 5 days and be prepared to pay the $50 jury demand fee unless the judge waives your fee for the your inability to pay it. You may be able to resolve the case by going to mediation with your landlord. That has never happened, but it might. And if both parties are interested in going to mediation, the court can make that referral.
Yes, sir.
And finally, you may be able to reach some sort of an agreement with the landlord that means a conditional order of dismissal would be prepared, short of an actual court order or writ. And if that was the case, Mr. Davidson or the court could assist in preparing that. Mr. Davidson, at this point, your client is simply asking for possession of the premises back.
Yes, please, Your Honor.
What's your position, Mr. Haley?
My position is, I really don't understand why he's asking me to leave the premises. I do want to work for him.
Boy, this is bad. This is our conference room, and I can barely hear it.
Yeah.
Why don't you scoot up a little closer to the microphone?
Or judge, have him in the courtroom, and if we need a consult, he can go back out there.
Right. We'll see how this works. All right, Mr. Haley, they want you to move. What did you want to tell me?
Well, like I said, only like a month, I believe, just 1 month.
All right, just stop for a minute. Just come on in the courtroom.
All right,
Mr. Haley.
All right.
That's bad. Those rooms are little aluminum boxes set out in the historic hallway. They're not ideal. Somebody unlock the door.
Yeah.
Or at least open the door. We don't have a bailiff up here this morning. That's one way to keep people out of the courtroom.
I'll drive over and do it, Your Honor.
What's that?
I'll drive over and do it.
You have a key? I have a key. I guess I could get off my butt and go do it myself. All right, I've got one, but anyway, good morning. You're Sean Haley?
Yes, yes.
just have a seat. I've known you for about 45
You know,
years.
we stand up here.
No, you can have a seat. All right, I can hear you better and see you.
Yeah,
Your landlord is asking you to move.
Yeah.
And, what's your position?
my position is, at this moment, my rent, to him it has been direct deposit. It goes straight to his bank. I only missed one month, and that was when the tornado hit Three Rivers and crashed my bank, Central Bank in, and I ended up, couldn't get to them or anything, and had to use money to survive a little bit. I thought maybe it already went directly to him, but apparently it didn't. So,
Well, at this point,
Instead
he's
of
not
him-
asking you to pay the rent.
yeah,
He's simply asking that you move. Now,
Yeah.
have you paid any rent since March?
matter of fact, today it should go in his account into the
Well,
bank right
did you
now.
pay April's rent?
Yes, I did.
Did you pay May's rent?
Yeah, I missed this, when the tornado came, that was it. Apparently,
Just a minute.
apparently he's upset because I don't do the work, like, go cut his grass at his house.
Well, let's
I
see what the
do
deal
everything
is.
else.
Mr. Davidson,
March.
has,
Yeah, the situation, Your Honor, was that, he had the money, I believe he gets Social Security or for whatever the money that gets direct deposited into his account, he would spend it before it got, before the rent got done. And that happened, he brought in part of the month for February, none of the rent for March.
Oh, come,
The rent for April was paid, and I believe that just because it was automatic deduction, it didn't pay just now for April, or
no,
for May.
I can
But
get back.
we'd refund it, or, I mean, he's behind a month anyway, so as long as he's current on the, we
well, you can't accept rent in a termination of tenancy case after the notice to quit. So he's filed a notice to quit, there's no lease, he's accepted April's rent and now May's rent.
Yeah,
So he's either gonna have to turn this into a termination of tenancy case, of a, non-payment of rent case. He forfeited his right to terminate the tenancy by accepting rent for April and May.
yeah.
That's
I
the Park
disagree, Your
Forest.
Honor. Why is why, Your Honor, is if he terminates his tenancy, he couldn't keep his rent current? I believe he can. The termination of tenancy is not about rent. If he has a termination of tenancy, as long as he's current to the date of the eviction, that's legal. He doesn't have to, not take rent in a termination of tenancy as long as he's not behind, and the person is behind to begin with, so he's still not current.
No.
Termination of tenancy is not about rent.
Mr. Davidson, I'm sorry. You're absolutely incorrect.
All right.
There's a case in Park Forest that says when you file a termination of tenancy, you can no longer accept rent.
My apology.
There are some exceptions, but once you accept the rent, it undoes the efforts. So the landlord's in a catch-22. Once they file the termination of tenancy, they can't accept any more rent. So it might take April, May, and June to get the defendant out. In the meantime, the defendant is 3 months behind on the rent. The landlord has missed out on 3 months, and they'll probably never collect it. But I didn't decide the case. That's what the rule is. Meg, you have any input on this?
Yeah, I do, Judge. There's a case subsequent to Park Forest. It's called Aspen Enterprises.
Yes.
It comes down to this, it threads the needle on that catch-22. It comes down to the understanding and representations to the tenant, and essentially the offer of rent and the acceptance of rent by the landlord, absent representation otherwise, operates as a renewal of the month-to-month tenancy. Under the facts in this case, I would agree that the termination notice has been waived by the acceptance of rent.
Yeah, so I think that, basically.
So the question is, what do we do now? Yes, Mr. Haley. So what Mr. Davidson contends, and apparently you acknowledge, you're 1 month behind in the rent, which was March's rent. March 6th, there was a tornado in Three Rivers, which did lots of damage, including almost demolishing the Century Bank and Trust.
Correct.
At 131 in Broadway.
Correct.
And I don't think it's open yet. Now, the whole bank isn't demolished, just that branch. At any rate, it appears you were behind March's rent. They filed the notice to quit on March 15th. They accepted April's rent and they accepted May's rent. So we can either start over again.
Or I can.
Or what's your preference?
Well, like if that month's behind. So each month that I pay, I add another $100 to that until I catch up with the $595. You know, to take.
How much is the rent each month?
$595.
So when you paid April's rent, you added $100
No,
to
I
it?
said like today will be the first. Will be our first. And instead of $595, it'll be $695. And each month, it will be $695 until I pay that $595.
Well,
But if they want to, if they want to go that way. If not,
now, you mentioned that you thought he was mad at you because you didn't mow the grass and that sort of thing.
but I look at Mr. Ron as like almost like a grandfather. I've been working for him ever since he had 4 or 5 other apartments or places. I've been painting, hardwood floors, carpeting. I still do this. I take care of the building that I'm in right now. I did 3 apartments in there already, and I'm doing the one that I'm living in. I'm fixing it up. I'm the one that's painting. I'm the one that's doing the floors and everything like that. He got to the point where Ron is really nice, but he got to the point, I am 63 years old. You have to give me respect. You don't come, like he walks into my apartment 5, 6 times unannounced. He just comes in and I said, well, you know, this is my house. No, this is my house, he says. And I have company or something. You still can, you have to let me know that you're coming to my house. You just don't use your key and walk right in.
That's correct.
He did it the other day.
Why don't you have a lease?
They never gave it to me. I went and filled it out at their home and they never gave me a lease. They said reason why the lease is because it was the first month's and the deposit and they waived over the deposit because I did so much work. So boom, they knocked that out of the way. All right, I still never got a lease. I'm the only person that they deal with that has a direct deposit, which I didn't understand that, but he took me, Ron himself, took me to the bank twice. After the tornado, before the tornado, when it was in Three Rivers, and after the tornado, to make sure that the direct deposit goes to his bank. We did that, I had no problem. It started and I was like, woo, that's out of my hands, that's good, I don't have to worry about it. Well, right now, like I said, I like him, and I'm not going to stop doing work for him. But if he really wants me to move, the money that's being direct deposited to him and all that, I have nothing to move with. So 2 or 3 months.
There's several issues. There is no lease.
Mm-hmm.
You're making a direct deposit from your bank to him.
Yes, sir.
Which gets his rent paid. $595 is about the lowest rent you're gonna find in St. Joe County.
I understand.
That's not subsidized.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be difficult for you to find somewhere to move to. he undid his termination of tenancy by accepting 2 months' rent after he filed the notice to quit. The representation would be that it would then continue again. So I don't really want to make you pay a filing fee and everything all over again, but we can go, I can just dismiss it because the landlord has accepted rent after the notice to quit. Or I could continue it and allow you to serve a new notice to quit, but then we gotta wait 30 days to set a hearing. You gotta give them 1 month's notice. Also, you can't simply enter his apartment. He has dominion over the apartment and it's his house. And, Mr. Weiner, I'm gonna put you in the waiting room while you finish your breakfast and then we'll come back in here in a minute. Anyway, Mr. Davidson, what would be your preference here?
Well, I've silently listened. The issue was created by Mr. Haley that it was about rent. There's more going on than just rent. And because of the automatic payment is why we got stuck in being current. Because he was 2 months behind, he was spending the money, he wasn't getting the money.
Well, you don't even...
And my only point was that he's also removed the sink, torn up the property, he's done other, it's not just about rent. He's making it that, and it's obviously an issue, but the acceptance of the rent happened automatically, which is the reason that, he didn't, wasn't in a position to not.
You don't even need a reason. If you want to terminate it, you can terminate it, but you can't accept rent. Mr. Haley, he's not trying to evict you because you didn't pay a month's rent. He doesn't want to have you as a tenant anymore. One thing you should do is stop your automatic deposit before it makes June's payment. Well, I don't know what to say about it because I'm going to dismiss this.
I believe they already
accepted June's payment?
Yes, sir. I believe it's already done. If today, for the first is going to be on the Saturday or Sunday, it's already done today.
We'll pay it into the court, Your Honor.
Say that again?
Well, we can't do anything with his account. So
yes, that's up to him.
If another one comes up, we'll pay it into the court. We don't want to accept it. It happens automatically. And we can't stop it.
Whoa, this is the moment everything changes. The judge has just pointed out a critical legal problem. The landlord continued accepting rent after serving the notice to quit. In many eviction cases, that can be interpreted as renewing the tenancy and undoing the eviction process. The attorney thought the case was moving forward, but now the entire strategy is under scrutiny. Did the landlord accidentally sabotage his own case?
He said he tried to stop. Mr. Ron here said that Mr. Haley had tried to stop it, but I don't know.
No, I haven't. No, I have not. If I would have known to stop it, if this was going to really go through.
All right, well, he wants you to move.
Yeah.
I guess my advice is you prepare to find a place to move. Oh, I can't believe they're gonna do this while we're held in court.
I've been looking, but that's gonna take me at least 2 to 3 months to get first deposit and the rent to wherever. Like you say, $595, you're not gonna find that anywhere. So we're looking at maybe $900, $800 plus $900, $800 for a deposit too. That's I only get like...
All right, well, we got way out of whack here. We've taken a long, inordinate amount of time on this case because it's got some wrinkles to it.
What is your suggestion?
The plaintiff argues his money was automatically transferred from his account to my account. and I didn't have the ability to not accept it. So I'm going to explore
Judge,
that
we see landlords return the rent.
What's that, Meg?
We see landlords return the rent or
Yes.
do other things to mitigate this issue.
That's what they're supposed to do. We could pay it into escrow, I suppose. But yes, many rent now is automatic deduction. All right. Plaintiff directed to remit June or.
Your Honor,
Yes.
he's still behind, so how about if you just dismiss it and we'll start over? Because if you order us to give up money now, while he's already still behind a month and a half, that's not fair to the plaintiff, so just.
I was gonna have you pay it to the court, but yes, all right, dismiss the case. Plaintiff will refile.
And please direct that he stop his automatic rent.
I will.
Yes,
I will
stop
if
your
that's,
automatic.
yes,
I would direct you to do that today.
yes, sir.
All right, I'll do an order dismissing the
Would,
case.
Your Honor, when I stop the case, the order right now, right? What if that money's already went to his bank already?
Well, then you'll have to deal with that with your bank. Now, one of the issues is if you're staying there, let's say you stop payment.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, right now, if he's dismissing it, you need to pay June's rent.
Yeah, okay.
So
I have no problem
the case is dismissed, you owe April, May, June's rent.
Yeah.
Once he refiles it, then you don't pay anymore.
Yeah.
But if June's rent has already been paid, you're good to stay there through the end of June.
Okay, I have no problem with it. If they paid it already, I have no problem. See, I have no problem with Ron or Miss Elaine at all. I have no quarrels with them at all. I'm shocked at the way they feel because like I say, I do all the maintenance.
He says you've removed your sink and done some other stuff.
It was old fashioned, steel, everything like that. And I bought a brand new sink and I installed it and faucets for that sink in the bathroom because it's an old historical house. And like I said, I did the other 3 apartments. Like I did the floors, I took up the carpet, did hardwood floors, painted everything, all that. There was never a problem. When I told them about that, there was no problem to take out the sink and all that. I did all that, and I'm still working on the place right now, putting towels down on the floor. I don't, if they want me to.
Well, this case is gonna be dismissed. You owe April's rent, May's rent, June's rent. You paid April and May. June may be paid. You're also behind. So you need to catch up on the rent that's not paid, but they're gonna dismiss the case and start over again. So my suggestion is you start to look for a place to move.
Yeah, exactly. I am. I mean,
So you got some lead time.
Yeah.
But you have to pay June's rent. Once they file another notice to quit.
And there it is, the case is dismissed. After nearly 20 minutes of arguments, explanations, and legal analysis, the landlord is being forced to start the process all over again. For the tenant, it's a temporary lifeline. For the landlord, it's a costly delay. This hearing is a perfect reminder that in court, procedure matters just as much as the facts. Whose side are you on in this dispute? Let us know in the comments.
Then that forgoes your obligation to pay rent.
okay.
All right.
Your Honor, I just want to raise one issue. You did say you would stay there till the end of June. Right now, he's paid halfway through May. So we just disagree with that point.
Well, I'm not clear. He said April.
He's behind,
Yes,
and they made a payment in June, but it's not for June. Current on his
Fair
rent.
enough, but anyway, he'll be there in June, so he owes the obligation to pay the next month's rent. The June rent will be applied to May, if he's a month behind. Okay. All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Haley.
So should I stop my,
Yes.
okay?
Well, you're gonna be there in June, so you need to pay the
I
rent.
like for that to go through already, yeah.
Then after that, I would stop the automatic payment.
Yeah.
It doesn't forgive your obligation to pay rent. If you're still there in July, you'll owe that month's rent too.
Yeah, I'm going to look for me another
All right.
place. I don't,
All right,
I
you're
can't
good to
go through,
go.
I'm too old for to go through that.
Yeah.